I tapped Wayne Rooney up.
Yes. Is that when he was about to go to Newcastle?
No, I did get asked to make a phone call to him at his house. So I rang him.
How did that go?
Yeah. Well, he signed for us, so I didn't get any fucking reward for it.
No little 5%.
We'll get back to Scholesy in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video hits. And also, don't forget, if you've got something to say, if something's bubbling up inside of you, you know what to do. The comment section is for you. Please put your thoughts in the comments. The Big D reads all of the comments. Anyway, in this little clip, Paul Scholes is going to be talking, and some of the other guys on the Overlap fan debate, about tapping up in football. And, well, yeah, there's a really interesting story about Paul Scholes tapping up Wayne Rooney back in the day. Anyway, stick around for after the clip, because the Big D is going to be giving his thoughts on this strange situation in football and some of the other weird little sort of rules when it comes to football. Anyway, here's Scholesy.
I was just thinking about like maybe 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more, showing my age a bit, but used to always hear about tapping up, see some grainy images of players meeting some chief exec somewhere. And nowadays it's never really spoken about, but we always hear that clubs have agreed terms with a player before they've even agreed a fee with their club and stuff. Is tapping up just more accepted now? I know it kind of just popped up recently. There was it City were getting spoken about because they kind of made a young kid like potentially break his contract with his club. But is tapping up just accepted?
Is he breaking the rules again?
Again, yeah, 116 now.
Well, you have the infamous Ashley Cole case back in the day, and that was for particular
Rio
set of
meeting
reasons.
Kenyan as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then, if you remember, Van Dijk and Klopp meeting Van Dijk in Blackpool, I think.
On the roller coaster, yeah.
No wonder he didn't sign.
And the longer than short of it is that technically under all the different rules and regulations, the selling club has to give permission to the buying club to be able to speak to the player. Now, a lot of the time it can actually happen that the selling club can give permission before they've agreed the fee. It doesn't necessarily need to be that way. There are obviously times where maybe selling clubs aren't aware that personal terms and others are being discussed. Ultimately, it only usually comes out into the press when the selling club and the buying club can't agree what that amount will be. And then the selling club will go, you've been tapping up our player. And that's usually done as leverage in order to obviously then increase the transfer fee, because then they would possibly make a complaint to the EFL or the Premier League accordingly. So I don't see it in truth, because if I was the lawyer, I'd say don't do it because you're breaking the rules.
It happens, sorry.
Go for it.
It happens, tapping up happens all the time.
Did you ever get tapped up?
No, never.
I never.
No, ever came.
No, never. But tapping up happens all the time. You'll negotiate with a player. Well, I say negotiate. The manager, I'm pretty sure, Sir Alex would have done it. I'm pretty sure he would have done. He'll ring the player. They'll get everything agreed with the agent, and this is even before they speak to the club.
Yeah.
And then they'll go to the club and say, we're all sorted, wages sorted, appearance money, bonus money, whatever it is. And then right now we've just got to sort it out with the club. So then you go to the club and you agree with the club, and the club will say, right, you can speak to the player now. But you know what I mean? It's already done. That's just the way
there's no point speaking to the club if you don't know the player wants to come.
No,
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was just
exactly,
curious
yeah.
because it just seems more accepted and just kind of more taken now. Whereas in the past you'd have people, oh, we'll grass on you if you don't, if you don't pay the fee and all that kind of stuff.
I tapped Wayne Rooney up.
Yes. Is that when he was about to go to Newcastle?
No, I did get asked to make a phone call to him at his house. So I rang him.
How did that go?
Yeah. Well, he signed for us, so I didn't get any fucking reward for it.
No little 5%.
Luke?
Yeah, I mean, tapping up in football, it's kind of said in hush-hush, ways. And when Paul Scholes revealed there that he tapped up Wayne Rooney, it was almost like the people there in the studio were like, oh, no, did ya? Wow. It's like, well, yeah. It's weird because in any other realm, like if it's in the office or if it's in the, the construction yard or whatever, someone rings up somewhere and, there's a guy that's working at a particular building site, but another building site needs some help. He'll get his mate to ring him up, say, we need some help over here, can you come over? And it's like, yeah, no problem, they'll come over. As long as they pay him a little bit more or whatever, it's like, yeah, why not? It's the same with offices as well. You got headhunters who will just go out and scout somewhere. And they'll scout someone, some man or woman in some management position and say, well, if you come over here, we'll give you an extra 10 grand a year or whatever. But in football, it's like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You got to get permission from the club. It's like, what? It's just insane. I would probably get into trouble if I was a professional football player because, I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to play here anymore. I'm gone. Let's get it sorted. Come on. Do you know what I mean? So it is just kind of bizarre, really. And I don't know why that is. Do you know what? Maybe it's got something to do with the money aspect of it. Because fair enough, in today's game, if a player, and even if it's just like a mediocre player, mediocre Premier League player, that is, it's still big business. So if someone moves from Brentford to, I don't know, to Aston Villa for 10 million, I mean, in footballing terms, that's a snip. But in just normal real life terms, that's a lot of money, £10 million. So I can understand sort of the tapping up aspect, and it would be easy to sort of get someone to tap up, especially if they were getting a cut or something like that, But I still find it bizarre. But it's been going on for quite a while, though, and even back in the day, back in the 90s, it was still kind of frowned upon. I just find it strange, and I find it strange as well that a player can't just leave. Yeah, I quit. I'm going home. I've had enough. No, not doing it anymore. I mean, they can just retire, fair enough, but they can't just quit a club and then have a little rest for 6 months and then go somewhere else because, the team that he goes to will probably get sued for what would have been a transfer fee. It's so strange. It is. It's so strange. I mean, from an economical sense, I mean, I understand it, but I don't know. From a human sort of side of things, a humanitarian side of things, should I say? I just find it quite bizarre. It's almost like modern day slavery a little bit, in that you've got a player that plays for a club, but the club need money, so they'll sell the player to another club for the money. I mean, fair enough, the players are getting paid a lot of money and they're living a lavish lifestyle and they're getting paid to kick a ball on a field, blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, how much say do they have? I mean, the top players have got a lot of say, to be fair. But if you're just your average run-of-the-mill player, then, you've just got to go where the work is, really. And, you've got no choice. It's just strange. I just find it really strange. But yeah, I'm not surprised Paul Scholes tapped up Wayne Rooney. Of course you would. Gary Neville tried to tap up Steven Gerrard as well when they were at England. And he was saying to Steven Gerrard, come and sign for Man United. The fans will take to you, no problem. I wouldn't worry about that. You'll be fine. Just sign for Man United. They've actually told that story. So that's nothing new, really. I remember how I think it was Florentino Perez when he wanted to sign Zinedine Zidane. I think they were at some FIFA gala. It might have been the Ballon d'Or dinner or something like that. I'm not sure, but it was some fancy pants do. And I think they were on the same table, but on opposite sides of the table or whatever. And in almost as if they were passing love notes in class, Florentino Perez wrote on a little bit of paper or on a napkin or something like that, "Do you want to come to Madrid?" ? Or something like that. And he passed it round and Zidane got hold of it. And I don't know if he wrote on it yes or if he nodded or what, but obviously he agreed and he went to Real Madrid for a world record fee at the time. So yeah, I mean, tapping up, it's just, I suppose in any situation where money's involved, it complicates everything and it makes everything a bit because everyone wants a piece of the pie. If pie's getting handed out, everyone wants a slice. So that's probably the main reason why tapping up is so kind of frowned upon, you know. But hey ho, what do you guys think? Do you guys have any stories about players getting tapped up? If you do, please thoughts in the comments. And the Big D, I'll see you in the next one.